Sorry, everyone. Extra technical difficulties this go around. Yeah. Welcome, welcome. Cory is currently absent, if you aren't aware. He's ethereal right now. He's definitely not letting the dog out that decided to have to go to the bathroom as soon as we started. So, yeah. But if you are new, welcome to Tales of Aneria. I'm Scott. Cory will be over here. We'll get some people in chat. Say hello. Cast Revivify. Let's see if it works. Just ignore him coming down the stairs. Oh, casting Revivify. Oh.
Did I die again?
Yes. Yes.
I'm always dying.
We also forgot to hit the go live button on YouTube.
Oh, that would probably be why.
Yeah.
Would, Yep.
Technical difficulties. Brainical difficulties.
Like I said, it has been a long week. We are both really tired.
Yep.
So
Yes.
this may be a low energy stream, but nothing wrong with just, chilling, relaxing.
Chilling.
Painting something.
Shooting some b-ball outside of the school.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What are we painting today, Scott?
Well, I have a upcoming game tomorrow that I am running.
Oh, yeah.
First, you are invited.
Yeah.
I mean, you already said you were going to come, so.
Me, not like the audience.
Oh, yeah. Well,
You're all invited. Come on over.
there's hopefully
Bring a character.
There's hopefully some plans for the audience. I'm planning on recording it, but I have to get kind of buy-in from everyone in the group.
Mm-hmm.
And once that's the case, I can release it for everyone to watch. But what I am right now, I'm gonna print some doggos, or paint some doggos. I've already printed them.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we can switch over to that. So we can see. Of course, it's a Mastiff, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have Mastiff. I've also got Doberman, I think is what that one is.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like a Doberman.
Yeah. You've even got a pit bull, which I think is pretty cool.
Is it always getting into other dogs, like songs, and just being a featuring on?
This one is not called Mr. Worldwide. It's Mr. Thick Boy.
Yep. Hey, Jake, thank you for making a Twitch account to just chat with us. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. If that was because we weren't on YouTube, we are now on YouTube. So if you wanted to go over to your preferred method.
We definitely didn't screw up.
Mm-mm.
Definitely.
Nope.
Definitely didn't.
Did not screw up one bit at all.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah. We do have something special tonight. Hopefully once a few more people get here, we can share something really interesting. Yeah. Should be nice. So if you know anybody that is also in the chat, tell them to come along because they're not going to want to miss it. Only method at the moment, I never accuse you of
You don't have to accuse us.
It just
happened
we know.
to go, yeah.
We absolutely know.
It definitely happened.
Anyway, so you got this game coming up.
I got a Massive. Yeah, I got a
Saturday.
game coming up tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. This is your first DM.
First D&D DM.
Yes.
I've DM'd some other games. I've DM'd. Technically, it's my second D&D DM, but the first one was a 4th edition bachelor party.
Yeah, when I was getting married.
That's how nerdy we are.
Yes.
So I ran a game. I think it was our regular game group and maybe like one or two other extra people that showed up.
Yeah.
And I ran the game for them. And this one will be my first official, I'm starting a campaign. I've got some stuff planned. Hopefully it will last a couple sessions at least.
Yeah.
If you guys want to do more.
I'd like to do more already.
Yes, 4th edition, take a drink.
Absolutely. Yep.
Have to do that, of course.
I enjoyed
the best edition.
I enjoyed my bachelor party game. That was the birth of Cory.
Cory, yes.
Yes, my ongoing, like if I were to have an ongoing character, it actually probably would be him. Like that I would move between games and everything like that, because I really liked the idea of my little bard chef that I made, who had his little chicken familiar.
Chicken familiar, dual meat cleavers, if I recall correctly. Yep. But I DM'd a Star Trek Adventures game for, it was a good, 6 months probably before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic. So,
Yeah, all games fell apart at that time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That was fun, though. I enjoyed that as well.
It was. Now, you got to play a Ferengi.
I did get to play a Ferengi.
Yeah. And, spoiler alert, Cory's playing this guy.
They say the mid-cam is unfocused, so this will be a good opportunity to focus the mid-cam.
There we go.
Yeah, there's, that is Audion Phyllis Pond Finale of the Moose...
You can do it.
Oh, no.
You can do it.
The
Mustafar.
Muscovia, Tertoli,
something Monipoli.
Something Monipoli. I always forget the last name. Very long name for my whale lord, but he is a druid going Circle of the Stars, for those who are interested in that. What is with that camera?
It's a webcam.
Technical difficulties?
So, I can't lock it into focus. Well, I can, but it would take away from. I couldn't hold my stuff out further.
Yeah. We're starting out at level 1, so obviously, like, I don't have my circle yet for this game. It'll be next game, but I've already planned it out to be Circle of Stars. I wanted them to be a little bit more healer focused, support focused. So Circle of Stars seemed like the best option for some additional healing, and it just really kind of fit the character of this this wayward whale lord that I created that is sort of a stargazer and everything. So yeah, should be a lot of fun.
Stargazer, not geezer.
Stargazer.
Stargazer.
That's the next character.
Yes.
Actually, I almost changed it today.
What?
I almost
I would have kicked you.
Yes, like right before. Bump the mic. Right before the game, changing my character is an awful idea, but
that is a party foul.
I was thinking about a wizard that was a pen is mightier than the sword type wizard, right? Where they have like a pen wand,
would you still be
and they written with ink. No, I probably would have changed races altogether for that one.
Yeah, I would have went all the way upstairs, knocked on your door. When you opened it, I would have been whack.
Yeah.
How dare you? Because I've already got a bunch of stuff planned for your character. Anywho, I want to record it. Since we already have the recording set up, I figured it might as well. And we can record it, and then I want to release it. But I've got to get the buy-in of everyone in the group. It's kind of a new group, so it's not the usual.
Yeah,
Tales of Aneria
you wanted
crew.
to go with a different group for this, just to
to get some experience. Plus, the TOA crew is very busy all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone's got stuff going on, and so I wanted to do some more D&D.
Hey, welcome, Bosco.
Try to find a different group here.
Yeah. Yes, right between the eyes, like Uncle to Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
That's a deep cut.
We need to do research.
One of my favorite shows growing up, for sure. Yep. Yeah, but welcome, Bosco. Glad you were able to make it. We've got a few more people kind of trickling in.
Yeah.
And
if we can get a few more people, we can...
I always forget to sweep the shop, that's for sure.
Yeah. We can go ahead and do we got a teaser for everyone.
Yeah. Do we even have a title on this one, Scott? Do we even give the Twitch a title?
No, put it in right there.
Oh my gosh.
Told you, technical difficulties.
Professional stream.
Yeah, well, okay, it's professional in air quotes. Professional. Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy.
Are we supposed to update it at all?
Yeah. Well, you want to change the content type. It's not music and art.
It is art.
I thought it was just hanging out.
No, it's art.
Okay.
Apparently they do have an art channel now, so. Yep. All right, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Doing it live isn't professional.
Screw it, we'll just do it live.
Yeah. What was I going to say?
I don't know.
I got distracted.
I can't read your brain.
Nope. I'm actually really interested because I haven't seen any of the minis that you've been prepping for this game. Right? So these doggos are completely new to me. They look fantastic. I didn't even see the minis before.
So let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
That is one thing that Cory and I do not get the pleasure of in the Tales of Aneria game. Because I do all of the printing and painting,
Mm-hmm.
I get to see every creature and every character, monster, etc.
Yeah. And you know about when they're going to come about,
Right?
If they need to be painted, right?
Yeah. I can't. We can't do too far in advance because things never work out properly.
No.
Right.
No, they never.
So that is a downside to that. I try not to metagame. It doesn't always work, just because that happens, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you metagame, sometimes you don't. But yeah, so I'm hoping that I can kind of surprise you and everyone else in the group with some little fun.
Yeah, I am very excited with
What
this.
color should I do as color? It's a spiky color.
So the really like magical fantasy in me wants you to do like a black collar with like a kind of like a red tinge to it, almost like it's on fire.
This is a regular dog.
But it's just a regular collar on a dog, so yeah, probably just like iron. It looks like an iron collar.
Iron colored dog? Or iron colored dog?
Yes, it is an iron color.
It's an iron colored dog.
It really is, and it's very hard to
Away from the mic.
to want to separate it most of the time, or even just like even subconsciously you're always expecting something if you know that it's coming.
Well, and I'm not super good at hiding it. You'll have to, if you pay close attention, there are times where stuff will happen in the game, and I will know kind of what's coming up. And so, like I said, I'm not very good at hiding it, so I'll kind of like, I'll hold off and try to let the rest of the group get to that conclusion.
Which makes it you a more... Wait. Sorry. I was going to stop you before you did that because Fuzzy Squirrel said, good boy turquoise.
Ooh, okay.
And then Bosco said purple. Which
I got a couple dog. So, good boy turquoise. How about that?
Yeah. But that does make you a very passive player sometimes, right?
Yep.
Where you don't technically voice your opinions because you don't want to give stuff away. And I'm starting to get to the point where I just kind of want you to print things, but I don't want you to paint them. Like I know that it will reduce the quality of the actual game night a little bit.
Yeah.
But it will also like really enhance your enjoyment of not knowing when things are coming, right?
Yeah.
Like if I just gave you the list, which if you saw our short, I gave you a big list of all the things that we might need.
The list.
And if you just print all those and make sure they're all ready to go with like the clear, or not your clear coat, but your
My Zenithal.
your Zenithal, then we can go in then I can be like, and then you see this and you'll be like, oh, I wasn't expecting that this was coming. And then afterwards, like you can paint that and we can have it show up as a rotation painted on the actual.
I do enjoy painting because it lets me. It lets the group react to it. I like seeing everyone's reactions. So, I don't know. Maybe doing my own thing will be enough for me to just be cool with it. You know.
Yep, we made it. The bots finally found us on YouTube. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had to time somebody out there.
Spamming.
Have I thought about requesting at least one mini that's not going to be in the game? Yes. When it's a situation of asking Scott to paint things and we don't end up using a mini, he gives me a look every time of like, really? I didn't need to paint that at all. I spent all that time worrying about it over nothing.
Well,
but if we're just worrying about making the minis, then yes, I am going to definitely do a lot more of hey, print these, but you don't need to, you won't know which one's which.
Everyone in the chat and everyone everywhere, try to get Cory to paint. He doesn't like it, but he thinks he's bad at it, but he's not.
I'm all right. I'm
fine.
not amazing. But yeah, I do want to do a little bit more of that. And to be honest, a lot of the lists that I gave you are things like, these are just really cool figures that I could have ideas for. So let's just buckshot it, and then whatever I end up using is great. Whatever I don't,
that's true. That's
true.
I'm thinking that maybe having my own little side game thing will be enough. It'll be enough for me to do like surprise stuff, and I won't really need to be super surprised all the time with TOA. Eventually, we would love to get like this could either be my full-time position doing this, or if we hired a group of people,
hire a painter to come in,
you could tell them like, this is what we need.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Be like, you get to be the painter and printer, so that Scott isn't spoiled on it for the game.
And this guy, he's a good boy too, but he's had an accident.
He's a three-legged doggo.
He's a three-legged doggo.
Hey, Joe. Well, welcome.
Oh, Joe.
Can't linger tonight. I'm DMing, and the party is in the Wave Echo Cave.
Okay, I think that is a perfect time to reveal
our
surprise.
Our surprise, yes. All right, well, let's go ahead and reveal the surprise then before Joe has to go. That's right, everyone. Season 2 of Tales of Aneria, officially called Aneria: The Shattered Realms, is coming September 14th. And yes. I am so excited for it.
That will be Session 0.
No, that will be Session 1.
Session 1. Ooh.
So we will be having a Session 0 to catch up and make sure that everybody is still comfortable with everything in the game. If there's any differences that people want to change up, we'll be talking about the 2 new characters in the Session 0. And kind of going over the 2-year gap that happened between Season 1 and Season 2. But yes, that is the return. And then the first session will be on September 14th. And it will be glorious. I have good plans. I've been chomping at the bit.
From that point on, it'll be released 3 weeks in a row.
Yep.
Then we take a week off.
And then a break week. Yep.
And then go back to 3 weeks. That just helps us get some extra time to edit, some extra time to catch up on some things, do some extra painting.
Yeah.
But we'll still probably be doing some paint streams and stuff.
Oh yeah, I don't expect the paint streams to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be. And maybe the art streams too, depending on that always depending on Preston's. Because I might be adequate at painting, but I'm terrible at art. I can't do the drawing part yet.
Yes, we love Preston's art.
Later, Joe. Enjoy the Wave Echo Cave tonight.
Echo, 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 echo.
But yeah, maybe we'll show that again a little bit later.
Is that a official?
That's part of the Lost Mines of Phandelver campaign.
Oh, I've never played that one.
Yep, it's just kind of like the starter campaign. I've only played a little bit of it because I joined Preston's group halfway through, or actually, I think I only did the last 3 sessions of it. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and that they have they are coming out with a full campaign for it too. During their little live stream announcement stuff, they announced that they were doing a Phandelver campaign companion to move on from there, which I'm sure Phandelver campaign isn't the name of the book, because that seems like that's kind of
campaigner Phandelver.
That's just lazy titling in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yep, it is level 1 to 5, and it does come with pre-generated characters too. If you don't,
that's actually good for new players.
Yeah, And it is a fun little campaign. What I remember of it, like I said, I came in about halfway through, so I didn't really know what we were doing, but I had fun doing it.
I mean, does that matter? Like, does it? Yeah, like as long as you have fun, right?
Yeah, that is all that matters.
Kind of.
Yes, Bosco, it is about damn time. That is for sure. It has been long.
We are sorry. The universe has been out to get us.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time we have scheduled game night, session 0, prep, whatever, something has come up.
Yep.
His wife got injured, had to have surgery.
Yep.
She's doing good, by the way. We've had people have family emergencies come up.
New jobs that they had to go for training for.
Out of state.
Yeah, there's been a lot that has just been like... And this... yesterday was supposed to be session 1 again, and session 0, and we were just about to start it, and Dallin said, I woke up completely sick this morning.
Yeah.
And he wanted us to just go without him, but I'm not going to do session 1 without everybody there. Although, I have to now. I absolutely have to now.
Because we've scheduled it.
We've scheduled it. Yeah.
We can't go back.
We cannot go backsies. So.
Yep.
Yeah. And no, you're not supposed to know what you're doing. Just make it up. The thing about D&D is you don't actually need rules. You just need to tell a story and ask people to roll dice.
Yeah. If we just tell the players that there's no rules needed. Well, I am happy to be getting back to it. It's been enough time that I feel like I'm finally chomping at the bit. I've been doing a lot of prep work around the house to make our games a little easier, but I've also been prepping for my own game, which has taken up a decent chunk of my own time.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm happy to get back.
We didn't make that little companion drawer, unfortunately, that we were going to make.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Get there. More woodworking.
Hi, Casey. Welcome. I don't know why you're here. You have somebody over. Don't ignore them. Will says that his DM used Fandelver for the first 5 levels, then homebrewed everything after. We enjoyed it a lot.
Cool.
I love that. I think that's absolutely awesome. The first campaign that I ever run for 5th edition for this group was Horde of the Dragon Queen, and then Rise of Tiamat. I think Rise of Tiamat came out just as we were starting Horde of the Dragon Queen. I was like, oh great, I don't have to worry about prepping anything. But then I really do like homebrewing the world, so I was like, okay, next campaign, completely homebrew.
Yeah, I'm using a set of modules from a company called Cast and Play. They do a lot of 3D printed figures and miniatures, and they started releasing modules and stuff. And so I'm taking their module and I'm using the first one pretty closely. Mm-hmm. Just because it makes it a little easier for the first session. But I am actually going to tweak it.
Yeah.
So I'm naming it a little different. I'll still give credit to what it is, but I want it to be... this is just getting me a foothold into my own little homebrew world. And I can't wait to play it with you guys, and I can't wait, hopefully, to share it with everyone.
Bosco said he was referring to the Fandelver companion guide about time, not to our campaign start.
Well,
but
they both.
But he said yes, that too.
We get it. We've taken some time. We're sorry.
Yep.
But it was absolutely necessary. We had so much stuff going on. We had people that were getting kind of stressed out, and we needed a little bit of a break. And it's not a break from each other. It was just more of a break to catch up on life.
Yep. Because it does take a lot out of you, and that's why we're moving to the 3-in-1, right? Mm-hmm. Is because it gives us a little bit more time to just do what we need to do in those off weeks and build up a buffer. Okay, all right. Sorry, we're gonna switch back over to the paint cam because I keep looking over here, and you said that everything that you've printed is part of this campaign, right?
Yes.
Because it's basically like built for the campaign. The minis are. Mm-hmm. I need people to see what I am seeing. I need you to show them. Yes, I need you to show them that because it is really cool, and I want people to see it so that they can freak out just like I am. Because, ladies and gentlemen, that is a giant pig food cart.
Yes, it is.
Oh, he's so beautiful.
I love his spoon in his mouth and his sad looking face.
It reminds me of Seven Deadly Sins, because the pig is the pig is the inn or the house that they run around with. What's his name?
Who's the pig?
Yeah. Ooh. This is DM 101. Does it have a name in there?
It does have a name. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
He's been using OneNote too, so he's like all prepared.
Yep. I just have to find it here. Rundu.
Rundu?
Rundu.
Rundu.
Yep.
No, Fuzzy! He says, when you run out of food, more food.
Well, depending on how it goes, maybe the players will get a chance to take a bite. I don't know. I hope not.
I honestly, if there is one like domestic animal that I really don't want to get into a fight with, typically it's pigs.
Yeah, so I sent you that picture a couple days ago of like a full-grown wild hog size-wise is, and they're like 900 pounds of pure fury and muscle.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
Robert Baratheon didn't go down to no little tiny piglet, that's for sure.
Yeah. Someone said on that, like, my apologies to Robert Baratheon, because, wow, no wonder boar spears her.
Kyle, you just missed the big surprise. Should we do it again? I mean, it's not very long.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
all right. Well, we'll do it one more time. Yes, that was specifically to Kyle. Shout out to Kyle for that teaser again. Season 2.
Now you can go punch a piece of drywall and down a monster, right? Isn't that what Kyle's doing?
Don't stereotype.
Oh.
I don't stereotype you as a Karen like I should.
Are Scots Karens?
Yes.
Really?
You are just a Karen.
Oh, I am a Karen?
Yeah.
How am I a Karen?
I have heard you say the words, I would like to speak to your manager.
Yeah. Well,
mostly as a joke.
Sometimes you have to.
But yeah, Kyle, that wonderful teaser that was made by Preston, by the way. He did all of the work on that. He actually does...
King Art.
Yes, our master of art and our master of titles built a teaser for Season 2 of Tales of Aneria.
Yeah, and that's only part of... We'll have a whole new opening crawl as well.
Yeah. I'm excited for that too. Like, oh man, there is so much stuff. And I was a little bit nervous about changing the name, but we're still keeping the channel name Tales of Aneria.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's still the Tales of Aneria. It's just Aneria is going to be the Shattered Realm, And we may change Season 1's title to be like The Wayward Watch Chronicles or something like that. Like
I'm okay with it. I'm okay, but I will let the rest of the group help make that decision.
And Jake says, Scott is never a Karen. Yeah, that's true. I'm just doing a bit. Bosco does say...
I would like to speak to your manager now.
You are my manager.
Oh, right. Well, I am doing a terrible job at managing.
Bosco said that he's excited if you do share your campaign and curious about your DMing style.
Honestly, I'm curious about it too. I have been thinking about DMing for the past 2.5, 3 years. And I have been putting, every time I come up with an idea, I've got a big long Google Doc of all the ideas that I have. And I don't know. Am I going to be able to handle DMing and making shit up on the fly? Or, am I going to struggle? I seem to do okay with Star Trek, but that is kind of my wheelhouse of things I like. I am a huge Star Trek nut, so, that was something that was kind of easy for me.
Yeah. And honestly, it all just comes down to learning your style, right?
Yeah.
Because, okay, here's the big secret. DMing is not hard. Everybody thinks it's hard, but actually, while it is difficult, it is not a huge, like, bar that you have to reach for.
Right.
You don't have to climb a huge wall in order to run a game. Like
you mean if I'm not Matt Mercer or Brendan Lee Mulligan right away, it's okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not for me, but for you,
oh,
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Cory will be in the corner just like, he wouldn't let me do this attack.
Matt would have let me.
Probably not. It depends on how bad it is.
Kyle Wing says, "Is Bolt returning?"
Yes. I don't have a bolt down here. But switch me to the
paint. Sorry.
I had some new figures that I printed out for bolts in different pose. Using the cool shield. But we printed on 2 paint streams ago. The first one we did, I painted a big bolt. That's the Giant's Might version. But yes, Bolt will be returning. Bolt never left.
Yeah, Bosco. I think that is one thing that a lot of DMs forget is that they have to have fun too, right? It isn't just about the party having fun and you're just there to referee. You need to make sure that it is something that you enjoy doing and you love seeing the reaction on people's faces when you do a reveal or when you ask them a question, that kind of stuff. That is the really fun part of being a DM, in my opinion.
So you remember the whole like love languages thing that was really popular for a couple of years. Everyone has their own love languages.
Yep.
One of my things that I love, and I guess this would be one
not
of those
hearing about love languages is my love language.
is giving gifts. And so I love Christmas. I love birthdays because I love being able to find a gift for someone.
Yeah.
Sometimes finding like the perfect gift and just like watching their reaction is just
Can confirm I have 2 wonderful like handmade gifts from you that were some of the best gifts that I've ever received.
Thank you.
Yeah, my current DM screen, which is a castle that you built from scratch.
Yes.
That you want to rebuild because you've learned so much since then.
I can do so much better.
And then the other one was that homemade hearthstone that you.
Oh yeah, I carved it out of rock.
You carved it out of rock. Basically, you took a rock and you carved the hearthstone symbol into it.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah, and you gave one to Casey and I love it. I don't know where it is, but
it's
I love
on your shelf.
Is it still on my shelf?
Yep.
That shelf is full of stuff, so I don't really look at it anymore. Apparently.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that I get the same, and I know I did when I was doing Star Trek Adventures. I get the same satisfaction out of doing like reveals and secrets and watching everyone's like faces light up or total horror depending on what's going on.
Yep.
Right. And so I'm hoping that I can do that, which is why I've been prepping so much.
Do you think it would be unprofessional of me to go grab something to show everybody?
No.
How prepped you are and how awesome you are?
Sure.
Okay, I will be right back. You enjoy him. I'll turn it over to the paint cam. So Scott, watch your paint levels and everything.
My paint level,
Yep,
like my
paint levels.
microphone levels.
And I'll be right back.
Yeah. I don't know what he's getting. I have no idea. I don't even know what... I can even speculate on what he's getting. Anyway, this is a Doberman. Give him a name, guys. What's this one's name? Gotta be something cool, right? Killer. Or Terror. Or Peaches. Something like that. Sometimes I really like painting animals like this. Yep, Cory died again. Exactly. Yeah. And I will remember to have fun, Bosco. Like I said, hopefully I can get this good. Bolt, Return of the Buttresses. Yes! Bolt is going to spend the 2 years going on a buttress tour of Aneria to see all the famous buttresses that are out there.
Why is it quiet?
Because I just stopped talking. What did you get?
Oh, yeah, so, a couple weeks ago, I woke up in the morning and went into my room/office, and I found this.
Oh yeah.
Sitting on a desk, and literally wax sealed, as in you did the waxing, and stamped with stars and moons, which is my character's thing. Yep. And it's an invitation to the game with like backstory and time and like just different character information that we should know.
I didn't even know what you were going to go
grab. You didn't even know I was going to grab that. I am so jealous of the fact that you can do that kind of creative stuff, because usually for me it comes out really half-assed. So I just like forget about it.
I've always been good with like building stuff, right? And it kind of feels like building a world is kind of in the same vein, right? And yeah, I was like, I want to do a letter. I want to do wax steel, so I bought a whole wax like stamp kit. And you can buy wax now, and it looks just like glue sticks, but it's wax. That's not the wax. That's a glue stick.
That's just glue.
Yeah, and you just put it through a glue gun and squirt it out, and then you use the stamp and I sent one to all my players. I mailed them, except for Cory because he lives here. So
yep.
So he got it just hand delivered.
Yep, and I was the one who ruined mine. I was the test subject because I didn't rip it correctly.
I know now
if you get a letter with wax, you rip it from up here because there's nothing up at the top.
Right.
Not in the middle like I did, because then you lose some of the words.
He pieced it together, though.
Yeah, I did. I thought theme meals and RP dinners were cool. Yes, I would like to do that as well. Probably not like a full like dinner, but it would be really cool to do an experience dinner before the game.
I thought about it. I really did.
Yeah.
I thought about doing a full medieval style dinner. Like even like finding like lamb and stuff. And,
oh wow.
Yeah, and I got to the point where I was like, I'm gonna have so much stuff going on. They're also. So I also printed off every single character of the groups, and I printed them, primed them, and I didn't paint them because I'm going to have everyone paint them. Yeah. So they're coming over early, and I've got little like starter kits of paint for them, and so that everyone can paint them, and kind of like I feel like when you paint something, you connect to it, right? As far as a mini goes, and so
you're infusing it with a little bit more of your personality.
Yeah,
right?
and you get to develop your paint scheme. You get to develop your backstory along with that, and I really like that, and I kind of want everyone to experience it. And I don't, I'm definitely a person that's like I'm not going to judge you based on that, but I'll just be around to help facilitate that.
Yep.
And I think everyone's going to enjoy it. And then I've got dinner planned, but it's just gonna be something simple.
Yeah. Bosco said he's got a recipe for Fayberry cheesecake if you need it.
All right.
Well, they have a D&D cookbook.
Yeah.
And
no. Sorry, guys. We're going with Einor's cookbook.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to. I've wanted to do it ever since you introduced Einor. I've wanted to do a cookbook, and I want to get everyone in the group to submit like their favorite family recipes.
Oh yeah.
And we can name them. Name them after like D&D themed stuff or medieval style stuff.
Hugs mud pie.
Yeah, that could be that Oreo pudding stuff.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
maybe someday we'll add it to the list of all of the books and everything that we need to do. That one
wouldn't be too hard because it would just be a matter of writing it up and then taking like stage pictures of the food, right?
Yeah.
And maybe even doing a little like kind of a little story behind each one. I thought that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that
and
would
be released as part of Aneria's lore and stuff.
All right, well,
if people would buy it, if it's something that no one gives a shit about, then maybe not. But I have a feeling that we'd probably have enough people that would be pretty cool with it.
You wanted more fantastical recipes. Well, unfortunately, there aren't that many fantasy creatures that actually exist in the real world, so it is one of those things where.
Well, I've got some test ones written down, and it's things like chicken enchiladas, but it's like
cockatrice enchiladas.
Yeah, and it's like finally shred your cockatrice, and then in parentheses chicken.
Yeah.
So that you know what to actually use. But I thought it'd be kind of fun.
Aneria prisoner gruel.
Yeah.
And do like an oatmeal.
Yeah.
Or not Aneria, Arcanum. Prisoner in gruel. Yeah. Prisoner gruel and slash guard.
All right. What do
gruel.
you think of that guy?
Let's see.
Here's the first Doberman.
I love it.
I like doing animals.
Look how powerful he is.
They're so easy. Like, it's just, it's a quick, like, 1 or 2 colors. Maybe some dry brushing if it's got a lot of detail or something. Oh, a lot of fun. I like painting animal stuff.
By the way, we actually need to put the teaser up on the YouTube channel as its own thing.
Yes, we do.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We'll get that done. One thing that I was going to talk to you about is do not be afraid to not pull your punches. Like, right? Does that make sense? Like, feel free to just go all out and do what you need to. Because there's a lot of, like, different experiences that I've been reading online of, like, oh, yeah, we were level 1 and we got rolled by this encounter and whatnot. And it was fun, but, 2 of our people died. And it's like, I've never had a D&D experience where it was too harrowing. I've always done a more structured, more story-based game.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm kind of sitting here being like, it might be fun. And now that I have, like, a backup character or 2, I'm like, Audiam might not get to see his family again. How sad would that be?
Well, we've got a couple. Let's see, you're a druid. We've got a paladin.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got some decent, like, healers in the group.
Got some decent healing.
So as long as people play well and, and don't,
yeah.
I can't give away too much, but you guys are cautious-ish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, don't attack a bunch of half giants.
That's a good rule of thumb all the time.
Just don't attack half giants.
If you see 6 half giants escorting
with ballistic
a noble,
crossbows, please don't attack them.
Do not provoke. To be fair, though, in favor of the party in that situation, half giants are not giants typically.
Right.
Half giants are just like taller humans. They're Goliath size. They're like 8 foot tall, which is still like big and beefy.
Oh yeah.
But it's not. These things are large creatures. They're giant.
Well, and if you think about it in terms of, at least I think about it in terms of like your adventurers. Like, so Bolt wouldn't care how big you are.
Yeah.
Bolt's strong.
Yeah.
Made out of metal. They would be like, oh, okay, just a larger creature to grapple or to punch, right? Mm-hmm. And anyone else is like, I'm magic. You're like, I don't care how big something is.
Yeah.
I can shoot fire out of my ass, and like.
Looking at you, Ceradon.
Yeah, that ass fire. That's only after the Einor's chili.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Famous
actually, that was one thing that I was going to play up for Audian is the fact that he's not really intimidated by things that are bigger than him, or things in general, right? Because if he sees like a thug brandishing a knife, he's just like, well, I am larger, like, because he doesn't really know better about like being nervous about people being able to stab him and things like that, because he's from a different place.
Size isn't everything. One of our characters is playing a halfling. And she's playing a ranger.
We have, it's actually really funny because we have me as a whale lord who's the tallest. I think I think I'm 10.
I think you were 9.
9.
We were able to figure out.
Yeah, basically just below large sized.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a Loxodon.
Yep.
And then we have a Triton paladin. But they're wielding like heavy armor and dual wielding like tower shields.
2 shields, yeah.
And it's like three bodyguards and then the halfling that they protect. Like that's what it feels like to me so far.
That's kind of that kind of comes across that way. But yeah, that's the only thing that I am concerned about not pulling my punches on the first game is this is the introduction to 5th edition for 2 out of 4 of our players.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. An introduction to basically D&D to one of them. Mm-hmm. And I don't really want to taint their first experience.
I guarantee you they will come out of it feeling like it was harrowing but fun. Yeah. Because
I'm just saying like TPK style. If it was a TPK, like they might be like, oh, well, that's not fun,
Yeah. But I don't think we'll get that far. I have literally a lot of healing. I'm literally made for control and support.
Okay.
Right?
Plus, like I said, the module is a level 1 module, so
yeah,
take that as you will.
Yep, it's just lucky crits that
right
that cause issues at low levels. Yeah, the bigger they are, the more bones they break. That's right. Yep.
Yes.
Which turtle movie was that from? Was it from one of the animated ones, or was it from one of the live action skin suit? What did I call that? Puppetry? Animatronic? 2. Okay,
cosplay.
It was 2. Yeah.
This live action cosplay.
Yeah, the cosplay
I mean,
one.
they kind of were, right? Big rubber suits. Yeah.
Yeah. I love. I need to watch those again. They're not going to hold up, but
yeah,
I want to watch them.
I really enjoy them a lot as well.
But yeah, so that's kind of what you've been doing for the past little bit.
Yep. I feel like I told Cory the other day that I feel like I have been studying for this game because I'm using, like I said, I'm using a module that I am not super familiar with. So it's not like Curse of Strahd where I've already played it and
yeah,
I could kind of do it in my sleep almost, but yeah, it's something totally new. So I've been like reading and rereading until I'm like, okay, hopefully if they ask this question, I know the answer to it, and I can give them, something that makes sense, right? So
yeah, I think you'll be fine. I honestly, and if it comes down to it, and you're like, I don't know the answer to this, just make it up, and then deal with the consequences later.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure I write a note in so I don't forget about it. But I'm going to record it either way. It's just a matter of...
Yes, what do they smell like is going to be my go-to for everything.
Okay, I'm going to start practicing my smell descriptions.
Yep. Bosco, yeah, I actually prefer practical with a little bit of CG mixed in with it, like just to enhance it a little bit. But I do think that practical effects adds a little weight that CG doesn't typically.
Well, and I think it does hold up in the long run. Look at like Jurassic Park. It's all practical effects, and if it's done really well and they spend a lot of time and effort into it, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, Hellboy Golden Army was excellent craftsmanship when it came to practical effects. Agreed.
I love that movie. I haven't seen
really
it
good.
In a long time.
People sleep on that movie a lot because, and I was really happy with it. I actually liked Seth MacFarlane in that as well. Like I like him as he's the German ghost guy.
Oh yeah. Or not the ghost. He's the clockwork dude.
No, that's the first one. Yeah, he's the guy in the diver suit.
That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that was him.
Well, there you go. But in the meantime, I have been prepping session 1 of Tales of Aneria. Or, sorry, Aneria the Shattered Realms, because I can now call it that. And I have been desperate to tell you things about it. Because I am so excited. There's so much, like, fun little stuff, fun little Easter eggs in there. Good little puzzles or challenges, not really challenges, but just like I'm going a little bit more intrigue-y as far as things go this time. Like I want to add a little bit more intrigue and kind of see where that goes. Obviously, I'm going to gauge everybody's reaction and talk to them in session 1 to see if people just want to hit stuff really hard still, or what they want to do to change things.
Yeah,
but
because we do have a couple players that have some different views on how much should be roleplay, how much should be combat, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And to be honest, with our sessions being only 2 hours, there is not a lot of room for intrigue, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
There isn't a lot of room for like just going around talking to people and finding out what they know, or just like talking to a character and getting to know them a little better.
Right.
Like there's a lot of backstory that I make for these characters, and they just kind of get lost.
That's
in the
one thing
shuffle.
that I'm kind of excited for, is being able to let the game just kind of flow totally naturally without having to worry about whether or not we've got enough time to get to points and stuff, because it's going to be a longer format game and there's no real time limit. It's going to be like 4 or 5 hours of actual.
Because I made a character that loves to meander.
Yes,
like my character very much is just like a far traveler, just like whatever. I'm just gonna go do what I need to, and whatever happens happens.
Yep.
Are we moving on to the The bullfrog.
Bullfrog?
The bullfrog. Oh my gosh.
Frog dog?
The frog dog. Yep.
What's the frog dog?
I love it.
But now I gotta look him up, because
my
my brain's like, what does a dog look like?
Do the dogs have names?
We can come up with some names.
Okay, so they're not like actually named from the...
No.
Okay.
No. Oh, yes, okay.
Well, this dog is definitely named Frog now.
Frog the bulldog.
Frog the bulldog. And not Jeremiah, which would be the better
spelled,
name.
because the dog wrote the name, it's spelled with a backwards R, and the G, there's like 3 G's. Frog. Frog.
Yeah.
Frog.
Jeremiah would be a game name. Don't name it Phallus.
Yes.
That is, we need to post that sometime.
Yeah, we
But
do.
that was, if anybody remembers the episode where Eve and Ceradon talked to a lion, I was trying to come up with a name on the spot because Eve loves talking to animals and then asking their names. And I went, well, let's go with an F name. I haven't done F in a while. And so I just kind of randomly spouted out Phallus.
Yep, F in chat for phallus.
And then I immediately regretted it. We ended up naming him Lionel, I think, because that's all that anybody could think of after that.
Yeah, Cory went, nope, never mind. Pause the
yeah.
recording.
we cut that just because that was... It wasn't embarrassing, but that's something that's just like, yeah, we can redo that so that we're not too sidetracked. But that's something that I love. I love just because we can take that and then we can throw it as a blooper or a short.
Yeah, we need to do that, like in a blooper of all the times that Eve has said something like totally
Yep.
the accidental queen of filth.
Yep. We've still got that we need to get like a soundbite thing in here with her and her little scream that she's done she did, yeah. It said, well, the secret, Scott, is to paint every mini so you don't feel like you know what's coming. Yep.
So I got a new printer, and I have been printing so much that it's been going basically nonstop for the last couple weeks, and I think I have added a good. So we have the trays full of stuff, and each tray holds probably like 50 minis. I probably added a whole tray worth of minis in those 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot to paint. I need a whole army. I need a whole army of just me's.
Yep.
That can paint miniatures the whole time.
I have had people forget to ask characters' names before, and then like an hour later they're like, oh yeah, we were talking to, what was her name again? And I was like, nobody asked.
Yeah, nobody
asked, because I don't like to do Silver Age rules, like comic book Silver Age, where the person comes on screen and they go, I am so and so, and this is my race and class.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to find that shit out. Talk to a request for a guy afterwards. We'll be coming back to let him know we did the thing, and everyone was like, what is his name? You're just having one night stands with quest givers.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what that is. Yeah, and that's not a problem. You're just adventuring sluts. No. But yeah, so I know you're very excited. I don't know how much you printed from the list that I gave you. I know you've got a few things. Like, you got a tentacle over there that I can see.
Yeah, I got a lot. There's a lot of tentacles.
Yep. There's going to be a lot of tentacles in this.
Yeah, this should have just been called Tales of Aneria. Tales of Tentacles.
Tentacles of Aneria.
Yeah, Tentacles of Aneria, because there's a lot of tentacles in this.
The Slimy Reach.
So, sorry guys.
Okay, the Slimy Reach sounds like a really cool, like, bullywug holdout or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to remember that. One thing that I did want to do this time that you may have noticed from your list, and we may have talked about this, but dragons.
Yes.
Dragons are a major thing that
Dragons do exist in this.
Yep.
This next thing.
Now that we have revealed the Shattered Realms.
Now that we've lost the 2 characters that care about dragons.
Anthony Cassidy donates $27.99 and says, can Colby please get a wand of fireball? I cannot keep giving my characters items just because you keep donating. I appreciate it a lot. I will throw it on the treasure list. I'm not sure if his... I mean, he's playing a cleric-ish.
Yeah?
This time.
I'm not 100% sure of his character. I haven't really spent time...
I need to ask him... I need to ask him, like, which build it is on his channel so that I can refresh myself before we start playing.
So you can go and create your monsters against him.
Anthony, I don't believe you. I don't believe that is the last time you're going to donate tonight, but I will... I'll keep my eyes on you. A light cleric fighter is what... Okay, yeah. I think I will add a wand of fireball to the list of treasure. Usually when it comes to things like potions, scrolls, wands, I don't really mind handing those out because guess what? They never remember them anyway.
That's true.
I knew
gotcha.
it. I knew it. Another 279, thank you.
All right. So here we got...
oh yeah, let's see the doggo.
The bulldog. The bulldogs.
Not Jeremiah. Frog. Did you give him lipstick? Sorry, her lipstick?
I tried to do...
Them?
Some bulldogs have a lot of pink.
They do have a lot of... Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Honestly, keep it. If the dog has lipstick, it's fine. You're going to have PETA after you.
It ate some lipstick. But I did like that I kept some of the white, because they do have lots of coloring between white and then fur color. So.
Yep, I think that looks really good.
Yeah. So that's...
Bosco, no, I hate that stuff on Twitch, but I couldn't resist. Yeah, I honestly, like... I do need to start making, like, a treasure. And I always ask the players, like... Send me like your wish list for items so that I can give it as treasure out, because everybody's always talking about like, oh, I'm saving up for this item, I'm saving up for that item. And Eve, like when she sent me the Tempered Mercy and was like, how much would this cost, I gave her like a ballpark cost that was, probably a little more than it could have been. But at the same time, I was like, I know that I'm giving this to her anyway. Yeah. Like, as soon as she sent it to me, I'm like, this is a perfect item for Eve, and I'm going to get it to her somehow. But it's one of those things where it's like, all you gotta do, just ask. Like, send me the list, and I will facilitate as I can. It looks like she's kissing instead of barking. Yes. She's beautiful, and nobody will take her away from me.
Well, okay, so she's got an attack, and it's called Slobbery Kisses, right?
Yep.
It does 1d4 of slobber damage.
Yes.
I mean, because it is a bulldog. Let's face it, it's going to be very slobbery, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Bosco, don't worry about not donating. And anybody, don't worry about...
Yeah, it's not a requirement, of course.
Yeah. Honestly, you just being here and hanging out with us,
helps a lot.
That's amazing. That's awesome. We love it.
Yeah, sharing when it's available, reposting it, that kind of stuff.
Yes, so. A kiss does seem appropriate for a bulldog named Frog. Except for it's Frog. We're going to extend it every single time. So I'm a little worried because you're painting dogs, right? Mm-hmm. And suddenly I'm realizing that minis are usually things that are fought.
Oh, did you just realize that?
And I don't want to fight a dog.
But would Audian want to fight a dog?
Well, all landwalkers are the same, so I guess. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, I use a lot of water magic, so I'll just use control water and like, no, bad dog. And I want to try and do that more with this character, is I want to go with unconventional methods this time.
I hope you do, because I want the whole campaign to be kind of unconventional, right?
I can speak with animals. Thank you, Jake. That's right. I can do that as a ritual.
Some druid, I'm good. Oh my gosh. You even put it in your backstory.
Yep. I forgot about it. I forgot. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I would have remembered during the game.
Right.
Yeah. Like, oh, all these dogs, I don't want to fight them. Maybe I can speak with them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry, you were saying... What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying, I hope that it is, I want this whole campaign to be a little more unconventional, because I've played a lot of campaigns, and a lot of them kind of devolve into just hack and slashes a lot, right? Like, there's still plenty of role play and stuff, but it feels like some of the groups that I've been in that's what they all want to do. They don't want to just hack and slash at the end of the game.
Which is fine.
Which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay if it turns into that too. If everyone decides like, yes, we are definitely going to be combat heavy players, right? But if you guys decide you want to do, more role playing stuff, I am all for it. Because
I definitely, and I know, like, so when I play, I tend to play and chat a lot, right? Like I always want to be in the center of the conversations and everything, even when I'm not playing characters that are particularly charismatic. And I'm worried that I'm going to do the same thing here, because I always worry that I'm just like taking over and just like talking for everybody. Well, just because I don't get to play a character.
That's a beautiful thing. Well, I was going to say one of the people that we have is experienced, but he decided to play a mute barbarian.
That's right. That I get to talk for. I get to translate for.
No, we actually have, but we have two other people in our group that they're very.
They're not new to role play.
No, but they're also like theater kid style people, right?
Yeah.
They're very much like they love to be boisterous and loud and yeah. So I don't think you'll have a problem with taking everything.
Good.
So
I got to start practicing my audience voice.
Yes, you do. I can't believe you haven't been. I've been practicing my DM voices for different characters. I just make sure no one's coming down the stairs when I'm doing it.
Yep.
Because then I will get sent to some kind of an institution for being crazy.
Oh, if that's the case, I should have been sent there long ago. Yeah. I talk in my car all the time and make up character voices. Zolvric was all developed in the car.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was completely developed as far as characterization goes in the car. There's a time for place and hack and slash, and a time for crazy high fantasy A-team shenanigans. I do love it when a plan comes together, that's for sure.
Yeah, I love it when a plan blows apart and we have to totally redo everything. Those are always fun.
Yes. Again, our barbarian is silent, so he's going to have to mime room service, but he will say...
The barbarian... So his backstory, and we can reveal more later if we decide to do this, but the backstory is basically he had an entity contact him after he lied, and basically told him, if I catch you lying again, then your life is forfeit. And so he cut his own tongue out.
Yeah.
But...
Yikes.
Yes, exactly. We got quite a few people here. Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
If we haven't seen you.
Yeah, say hi in the chat if you want to. Just we'll say hi right back because we're that small of a
I think it's
stream.
We can go ahead and want to do the teaser one more time?
Yeah, I think
new people?
Yeah, let's do the teaser one more time here. This is our special surprise tonight, and if you haven't seen it,
Hold on.
You should.
That's a great question, Jake Saru.
Just Jake.
Jake?
I'd just say Jake.
Just Saru?
Saru. Yeah, call him Saru.
Yeah, from Star Trek. Yes, you can lie through actions, and I am hoping that he does...
and that he ends up doing
stuff.
that?
Yeah. All right, teaser time.
Okay. Yes. I will watch that over and over and over again. No, the stream is not ending. That is our announcement for Season 2 of our D&D ongoing campaign, Tales of Aneria, or in this case, Aneria the Shattered Realms. So, hello Catalyst, hello Level 2 Gnome. Glad that you were able to make a successful bowel movement.
A Level 2 bowel movement?
A Level 2, yeah.
Yes.
I took a Level 2. But yeah, it's nice to have you guys here, and if you've never been here before, if this is your first time even checking us out, welcome. I am obviously Cory down here. This is Scott, my brother slash co-conspirator in our D&D campaign.
Yep.
Obviously, you play in it. You do the minis and stuff. I'm the DM for it, and then we've also got a few other members, including some that are in the chat right now. You rolled a 20 on your number 2. Okay, perfect. But yeah, so if you've never joined us, we're more than happy to have you here. We've been running our campaign for about a year now.
Yeah, we've had 49 episodes of Tales of Aneria. We've had a couple episodes of some one-shot stuff. It's actually technically been a little bit over a year.
Yeah.
So we started in April, or the end of April of 2021.
That's true, yeah. We started that on a different channel.
Yep.
I don't know if you are new here or not, Catalyst, but if you are, welcome.
Yeah.
You should check it out if you have a little bit of time. It's in podcast form if you have time to and from work. It's a wonderful little show. We like it.
We think so. We have a lot of fun with it.
Obviously, like we're continuing
we keep doing it.
Yep, but tonight is all about just chatting, hanging out, doing some painting,
talking about nerd shit, doing some painting.
If you got something going on, if you have a question that you want to ask about, it doesn't have to be about D&D.
Be about anything.
Anything nerdy.
Yeah. We can call ourselves the Oracles if you want.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll give you an answer. It may not be true or right.
Wheel or woe.
But it'll be an answer.
Just finished episode 20 on your way home. It is great so far. Wonderful. Wonderful. You might have just spoiled yourself a little bit, but only if you think about it too hard. But don't think about it. It'll just kind of fade away into the background. I'm really excited. That's awesome that you've been going 20 episodes strong so far. So episode 31 is my favorite. That is...
what's that one called?
That one is Revelations and Reflections, I think. Revelations and
I remember that
Retribution.
one. Yes.
Yeah. Retribution and Revelations are one of the... Yeah. 2 R words like that. Yeah. But that was...
2 R words, it makes it sound like a curse.
I think that was my favorite episode. Spread the religion. XP bonuses for conversions, and we have cookies. Yes, we do have cookies. No, we don't have any cookies.
No, just licorice.
Is this just another... Oh, that's the wrong thing. Is this just another Doberman?
Yeah, this was a slightly different pose.
Okay. That one looks a little hurt. Like he's...
No, he's sneaking.
He's looking for a Scooby snack.
No, he's doing the dog sneak where they're like...
Oh, okay.
You know, getting ready to run forward and pounce.
How many dogs are we gonna face?
All of them? Yeah. I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay. I'm gonna try the last name again.
Okay.
For my character.
Okay.
Muscovia. Shit.
Nope, that's not right, Cory.
Nope.
Yep.
Okay.
What's the first one?
Audianphilus Panfinale for the first name.
I thought there was more to that.
No, that's the first name. And then it's just they're longer names than... Finale is spelled with like a PH and whatnot, so it seems longer than it is. It is Muscovia Torkovi Tertoli Munipoli. I believe is the full last name there. I will get it eventually. I have to get it right before the game starts because Audian will introduce himself to each new person with his full name.
Well, that is tomorrow.
Yep.
So
that's why I'm sitting here working on it tonight. Yeah. So basically, my idea behind that and the reason why they have such long names is because whale lords live in pods, and the first name is based off of each of your direct ancestors in that pod. So Audian is his name, and then Phyllis is his mother, Pan is his grandfather, and then Finale is his great-grandmother. It kind of goes back and forth. And then the last name is based on who started the pod, and then moving down from there, any sort of leaders in the pod or great heroes. So Moose started the pod, and then it went to Kavia, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if Audian ended up being a very big name for his pod, his name would start and end with Audian.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems kind of awkward for your own name, but...
Yes, it is, but whale lords don't care.
They'll
full on... Or, sorry. my family of my specific culture of whale lords doesn't care.
Yes.
Because we've established, or you and I have talked about how we're kind of the nomadic version of whale lords.
Yes.
Right, where
the
druids,
the whale lord hippies. Yep.
Yeah, because we go around and we help people and whatnot, but we're not necessarily indicative of what whale lord society is normally. But Audien doesn't know any better. That's what he thinks whale lords are.
I do have plans for you to meet other whale lords if you go down certain paths. So, yeah, we'll find out more about them as time goes on.
Yeah. Doug, I don't know if we said hi to you, but hello.
Hello.
More mini pics in the Discord, please. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go through and we'll take every single mini that is painted and we will.
I will try
make a gallery of it.
I will try to be better at that, taking more photos because we do our miniature rotations.
Yeah.
But we don't always take full pictures. And now that I've got some better lighting and stuff, so we can start doing that.
Catalyst asked if we've painted Colby's new character yet. Do you have him?
They're upstairs.
Oh no.
They're upstairs in the box.
In the box?
Yeah,
box?
In Colby's box.
Oh, okay.
You can go grab Big Bolt.
I will. I will go grab those.
And Cory's gonna die in 3, 2, 1.
I'm always dying.
Yes, you are always dying. Yeah, we painted those last stream. I got them like mostly done, and they were pretty fun. I think I did a pretty good job on them too. So we'll get them here. We'll show them on the camera. And but Colby and Dallin haven't seen them in person yet, so I'm excited to show them what's going to happen when they get here.
All right. So, Catalyst, since you haven't seen these yet, I want you to, unless you've seen Dallin's, I don't know if you have or not, I want you to guess, is it A or B? A will be the left hand and B will be the right hand. Which one is Colby's character? A on the left or B on the right? Which one do you think Colby is playing? Always killing Cory. Yes, I am always dead. That's okay. Ogma keeps bringing me back, so... The wolf, yep, correct. He is playing... He's technically playing a member of the Kitsune race, but he's going more wolf-like with it, which is completely fine, in my opinion.
And then that's Big Bolt.
And then, yeah, we have Big Bolt as well, which was the first one that we painted on stream, which still love. I like Big Bolts, and I cannot lie.
Yep, me too. But I can lie. Unlike our one player.
You only speak lies and I only speak the truth.
Yes. I love playing D&D, guys.
I also love playing D&D. You know how to...
I'm going to pay for that later.
You know how to solve that, right?
What?
That puzzle, the whole ask us a question to tell which path to go on?
I in the past, but I can't remember off the top of my head. You usually have to look it up.
So basically what you do is you ask one of them to tell you what the other one would say the correct path is.
Oh, yeah.
Because basically whatever path they tell you, you take the opposite path. Because they will either tell you the truth, which means that the path they say is a lie, or they will tell you a lie, which means that the path they take is a lie, kind of thing. Like it's a quick and easy way around that. I break a lot of puzzles in my day, but I've never done that one. Like nobody's done that trope yet, Scott. Just yeah. Exactly. So you set it up so both basically like if the truth teller is saying what the liar would say, he would tell you the lie. And so you can trust that one is not true in either way.
Yeah.
You can also just ask their shirt color. Typically in that situation they give you like one question, right? Because if you can ask them any number of questions, then you can just be like, are you standing or sitting? Oh, I'm standing. Okay, you're telling a lie. Which path do we take? Yeah. Right? But it's one of those things where typically you have to you have to just ask one question, and because obviously, like, there's actually a really famous, not famous, but infamous, in my opinion, Order of the Stick comic, where they're climbing up the mountain and they come to that same fork in the road, and they're going through the whole spiel, and the wizard is like trying to figure out how to like determine how to do it, and then the rogue that isn't speaking walks up and shoots an arrow into the foot of one of them, and he starts screaming how much pain he's in, and the other guy's like, "No, you're not in any pain. I totally saw that coming."
He's gaslighting.
Yeah, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll just take that guy's path. We'll take the truth teller's path then."
Okay, I'm going to be a little weird on this one. How about a purple dog?
What level will campaign 2 start at? They are starting at level 12. I didn't want to give the... I didn't want to like make the new characters start at any sort of detriment to the old characters, and I've actually switched over to a milestone. Yeah, because
we did that. That was like 10 episodes ago.
Yep, and I think we announced it there, but it's always nice to reiterate, just because it's one of those things where the party was getting to the points where they were starting to gain levels in dungeons, and I had to rebalance encounters, just because I hadn't thought about the experience as much, and I kind of went, I really don't want to have to sit there and calculate a bunch of math, so I'm just going to go to milestones, and then story arcs are going to be the real tipping point for each level. Speaking of which, Bolt, you got to level 12.
I did.
And you're going with a feat.
Yeah.
Because this is your 8th level in Artificer, right?
Yes. I'm going with the Aberrant Dragon Mark.
Yeah, because because you did the whole Greatest Treasure thing where you contained the core to keep the Greatest Treasure from exploding during the Gerald fight.
Yes.
Spoilers, sorry, Catalyst. You'll get to that eventually. You'll forget all about this, hopefully, by the time you get to that. But it was one of those things where you basically spent that combat down below working on the engine instead of actually fighting, which it wasn't a big combat, but it was one of those things where it was like, I want to make sure that that you feel like that combat was worth it, and we talked about it, and we thought the feat was a really good idea, because you were toying with it anyway, so it was one of those things where it's like,
they kind of just like lined up, everything, the stars aligned type of a deal.
Yep. And again, that's the thing, is like, you keep telling the group this, that if they just talk to me and bring a good idea to me, I most likely will be like, yes, let's do it. Let's find a way to work in it. I don't care if it's going to make you overpowered or not.
Yeah. So in the past, I played a character, a ranger, and we did a bunch of stuff near the end, and I came to you with a really cool idea about, like, instead of a marble elephant, I use I get a boulette.
Yeah.
Like a marble boulette style thing.
Yeah, and you want to do like a clockwork boulette.
Out, and
you play a lot of clockwork characters.
I do. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, me too.
And there was a little bit of animosity towards me, and there was am I getting stuff just because I'm the brother?
Yeah.
Right? The DM, and we all sat down and talked about it, and it was more of it was like, no, and Cory even said this, like, no, we just make sure that I just talk to you. I just go, hey, I got a really cool idea for XYZ. What do you think? And 9 times out of 10, you're like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Let me work it into a thing. And it's never, I can't say that it has ever come down to something I came to you and I said, this is what I want to do, and you just took 100% of it and said, yes, this is it. Yeah. It's always, that's a cool idea, like, let's work it out. And like, I wanted to make sure that the marble, the clockwork boulette that you were going with wasn't any more powerful than the elephant. They're the same CR, technically, so there wasn't too much work there, and we kind of worked on all that. You came to me with an idea because you wanted to turn the bag of devouring that you guys got into an antimatter rifle, basically, that they have in the book. And I went, I'm not giving you an antimatter rifle, but I will give you a limited number of shots in a similar device. And it didn't really do much. No, you didn't really use it very much. I think I used it twice, and I missed both times, and I went back to using my regular, double cross. Double cross?
Level 2 Gnome says, Scott, can you look downward and paint vigorously? That's what we do. We jump through hoops here. Catalyst, I will not be playing an NPC party member. We're just going to be sticking with a 4-person party until we can either find somebody that fits well in the group, or just kind of 4 people is really good enough. We've done it before. It's just one of those things where I didn't want to. I don't really like running a player character with the party. Like I did that in the first campaign I ran, and that lasted all of 4 levels before I convinced somebody else to take over the defender role and whatnot.
Yeah. No, it'll be good though. I think it'll work out fine.
Yeah, asking nicely, exactly. That's exactly what you can do. But I don't.
Well,
I definitely don't give you.
I want to clarify. I made it sound like everyone was mad, super mad.
No,
but they were just like, oh hey, we want to make sure there's no favoritism going on,
Mm-hmm.
and then we just talked about no, it's just. I get a lot more time to talk to Cory.
True.
That's probably the main problem. It's the
and
fact that we live together. I can always come to you and say.
And our interests are very in sync, right?
Yes.
So you come to me with an idea, and it's already something that I'm very interested in accomplishing. So, but I don't give you everything. I know you and I were discussing something recently that I was giving you as an option, and we really couldn't come to an agreement on what would work and how it would how it kind of balance itself out to where it was something that we came together on. So we just I think we're just going to drop that idea. Yeah, and just do something else for it. But it was one of those things where it was just we both thought it was a really cool idea, but neither of us could really agree on the mechanical implications for it.
Yeah, I wanted some to go one way, Cory wanted to go another way, and we couldn't come up with a compromise where we both felt that it was good.
Okay, real talk. Could you guys talk about creating encounters in 5e? I'm trying to learn it and want to learn how to grant XP in a balanced way outside of only killing.
First, I have a first hot take. I am not a fan of the XP system, and I haven't been since after we stopped playing 4th edition. Mainly because the more I think about it, the more it turns into let's attack and kill everything we can for XP.
Yeah,
and I don't like that, so I prefer Milestone. However, I don't think it's a bad system. I just
no, and the Milestone definitely does encourage a little bit more
role play
and other resolution than just killing things for
running
combat.
away from a fight. I mean, there's a lot of times I remember playing for XP, and it was always well, if we kill them, how much XP do we get? And it's maybe we shouldn't be killing all the guards in town.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, sorry, I kind of hijacked that.
No, that's fine.
Bad.
You're allowed to talk on this stream. Otherwise, it'd just be me
talking.
I would say, as far as balancing goes, it's really balancing for me is a lot more difficult because I have a party that tends to go power game a lot more. At least some of them do. They like the number crunching, and they like being a little bit more powerful. So it's one of those things where it's I have to ramp up my encounters too, which is why I switched over to the Milestone, because I was giving them too much XP too fast.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, I would say that start out with what they have in the DMG. The DMG gives you really good guides about how many encounters are supposed to be in a day, as far as deadly, medium, whatever. It kind of gives you a little bit of a guide there. Keep in mind that when you are balancing encounters, it has you multiply the XP for the monsters based on how many monsters there are when you're building it. But you do not multiply the XP when you give it out to the players. That's something that I had to read a couple times to figure out, because that's supposed to be here is basically the challenge level goes up the more monsters there are because of action economy. But as far as your specific XP goes, it shouldn't reflect that harder difficulty. It should be that bare minimum for all the monsters. Colby would never power play. What an outlandish insinuation.
No, of course not.
No, of course not.
Of course.
Yeah. I think Jake says, I think limiting XP to intended/actual combat encounters and providing similar/equivalent XP for social encounters is a good idea. I agree with that.
Oh yeah, and I guess you could do that
an encounter doesn't have to be combat.
Yeah, well, and you don't give
XP.
You don't give XP until the end.
Yep.
Right.
I once gave out XP for traps, and the rogue started, it was a monk, started trying to disarm every trap so they could get extra XP. I had to stop that.
Well, and that's the problem I have with it is once something gives you XP, even if it's a social thing, then it becomes a power game of how can I do this the best? How can I get the most XP out of talking to people or something? You know?
Yeah, I would say if your players do come at an encounter that you have prepped as a combat encounter and they are able to talk their way around it, that they still need to earn the XP for that encounter.
They defeated it. Yeah, I fully agree.
Or if they sneak past that particular encounter that you thought they were going to have to fight their way through, and they managed to tunnel underneath it or whatever, then yes, that is XP that you should still grant them for creative roleplay. And that does encourage them that XP comes from more than just combat.
Yeah.
That monk was Colby. Yes, yes, Jake, that monk was very much Colby.
I just think that's hilarious, though. Like, all right, sweet, I got XP for doing traps. Time to do every traps. It's the equivalent of breaking open every single pot in Zelda to get the few rupees.
And it was just something like 20 XP for disarming the trap, right? Because I was pretty new at the 5th edition thing, and I was kind of toying with the idea of doing like everybody levels at their own pace kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I quickly put the kibosh on that because Colby was very much like, ooh, I'm going to find every single trap and disarmment that I can gain levels quickly.
Really good at finding not loopholes, but like taking mechanics and
exploiting them. Yes.
Yeah. And,
yes.
Well, or optimizing, just like his channel, right?
That is,
making them the most efficient way to do whatever he's planning on doing.
Gnome, I know there are also some resources that you can plug in an encounter and run combats on them repeatedly, like mock combats.
Dallin had one.
I can't remember what the title of it is. But you could find that online, and you can use that as a gauge of like 9 times out of 10 what happens in this encounter. Do my players roll through it? Do they not? And it's one of those things where it's like if they're rolling through an encounter, it probably is too easy. But I will also say, and I struggle with this myself, not every encounter needs to be an hour-long slugfest.
Yeah, sometimes you'll get...
Sometimes you are level 10.
At level 12, and, your characters are going to just destroy them, But that gives you good opportunities to either be plot hooks. Maybe those bandits are an advanced scouting party for a bigger bad guy or something.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep. Or just a moderate encounter or an easy encounter in a dungeon is just a quick thing. And the reason why I struggle with it so much is because we are a very table combat oriented group. We love the minis. Obviously we love the minis. Look what we're doing tonight. We're painting a bunch of doggos that I don't want to kill at all. But we do like our battle maps and we do like our minis. So running encounters takes setup time, and so you want it to be a little bit more fulfilling than normal. But if you're running a lot more theater of the mind, then it's a lot easier to be like, you encounter a pair of goblins, and then the party takes out the goblins really quick, and they're like, okay, let's move on. And you don't need to do this big cut between combat and RP where you're like, everybody roll initiative, and it's all exciting and everything. It's just kind of like, hey, let's roll some initiatives really quick, and okay, you got first. What do you do? Okay, they're gone. Wonderful, kind of thing.
Yep. Well, and that was Take a Drink. 4th edition did that really well with minions.
Oh, yeah.
The minions were in basically every combat. And it was great to give something for the sorcerers and the wizards to do. They could throw fireballs, big AoEs, that kind of thing. And I really like that system. I really like that kind of style of thing. And 5th edition could be better, right?
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. And you can always change as DM, too.
Yeah, and that's the thing is we've got different people that are that have different things that they like, and our group, again, because we don't have a lot of time to play, because our time is limited to a couple hours before midnight where we're all tired because we're all a bunch of old fogies. It's one of those things where it's I want to make sure the encounters are a little bit more memorable and a little bit more fun. So I do tend to do larger encounters and then just have frequent short rests between, but I make the encounters double what they should be sometimes. Yeah. But I'm trying to be better about that. I'm trying to do more here's a few little minor encounters that you get into, and honestly I'm trying to be better about being we're not going to do a battle map for this one, just
Yeah, we're just gonna play this out in your head. Yeah, you guys know what a stone room looks like.
Playing a Polar Master Bugbear, making that reach shiz fun. I'm calling.
Nice.
I'm called Teddy, with an int of 8.
What's your last name, Ruxpin?
Yes, and I'm enjoying playing an idiot. Yeah, sometimes it is really fun to just play the doofus. I played in a sci-fi game. I played a mechanic that was a hick. And
a moon hick.
And he very much was. He wasn't an idiot, but he very much was like hard on his sleeve, very simple. Like, I know one thing, and that thing is moon drilling, and kind of stuff.
The first thing Cory did, though, is when we started playing, is a big decision came up where it was we were being interrogated, and we were trying to hide where we were really from, and Cory full on let the dice decide. He's like,
yeah, I gotta see. Yeah,
let's see what happens, and it was a
I don't know if it was a failure or if it was a success.
I can't remember if it was a success.
I said we were from Vulcan.
Mm-hmm. Planet Earth.
Yeah, instead of planet Earth, and so from that point on, we always introduced ourselves as from planet Vulcan.
All right, the wolf pack is assembled.
Ooh. Let's take a look. I just realized that turquoise that Preston wanted you to do was because it makes it look like Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He does look like Scooby-Doo.
He does look like Scooby-Doo.
But now, Preston, I'm annoyed with you. Just kidding.
Welcome to my world. That's what Preston does. He does things that at the time you think they're just really fun and interesting, and then you go, oh, this is a reference, isn't it?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
But I love him for it. I also love him for it. There's a couple things that I've done in this first session arc, this first arc for the new season.
Yeah.
That are referential, but not in the way of like I'm gonna flat out be like, this is this, ha ha ha, and it's not, and it's sort of just like an additive thing. It's not a requirement for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 99% of my brain is reference. You're only supposed to use 1%.
So I have a friend that has pigs as pets, and I think I'm gonna ask her for a bunch of pictures of her pigs so that I can paint this big boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is his name again?
Runtu.
Runtu. Yeah.
Or Rundu.
Rundu. That is awesome. There's so many other ones that I'm glancing at. I'm just barely seeing. Like, I don't want to like really look into them.
So
in fact, I'm gonna close my eyes and you show them a couple of the other figures that you printed.
I will tell you though that
you're not doing it, are you?
Well, I'm in the middle of painting, so
I'm just sitting here on stream with my eyes closed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So show off a few of them.
This one's probably one of my favorites.
I'm so excited. I can't, I don't get to play very often, so I'm very excited to actually, really dig into a player character again. We good?
I got a couple more. I'm doing a couple.
Okay. I'll just keep my eyes closed.
And here's you can look at this one. This is Rundu's owner.
Of course. Ogre or orc?
A very large orc.
Very large orc, yes. That is a turtle shell walk.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I love him. I love him.
So, Cory, you went with Comet Lord for most of your new minis.
Yes.
And I went the opposite, or not the opposite, but I went the similar route, and I was like, what does Cast and Play have? And both of those are 3D model or.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just the 3D modeler Patreons that you follow. Yeah.
Yep. And I'm just kind of going through the list and grabbing a whole bunch of different ones, and have a lot of fun with it.
Anthony, thanks for joining us for a little bit.
Yeah. If you're leaving, have a good night.
Gnome says, "Are you going to seal those doggos? My fiance is trying to learn how to paint figures." First of all,
do you have any questions?
Awesome. Yeah.
But awesome.
Are you going to seal them?
Yes. So I use you can use like a matte varnish. Is they sell specific ones. I wouldn't buy it though. It's a little pricey. I go for Krylon matte finish. It's a clear coat, and it's just in a rattle can. And it seals them so that it doesn't rub off, your paint doesn't rub off on your fingers, or you don't get Cheeto dust on them. Or if you do, you can just wipe them off with water.
Yeah.
And it seals just fine. These all get. So I use contrast paints for a lot of my quick painting. But they are not very durable. They have to dry for like 24 hours before they're durable at all. Mm-hmm. And so even right now, even just like picking these up and touching them would probably be too much for them, and it could wear them off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do seal them afterwards.
She had a spray and it made it super glossy.
Yeah, so there are different sprays, clear coats. You have gloss, semi-gloss, and matte, and you have to make sure you get matte. But I have found that like Rust-Oleum brand is too shiny for me. I don't like it. Mm-hmm. But the Krylon one that I found, and I get it at Walmart. So if you have a Walmart nearby, you might check there.
Does anybody not have a Walmart nearby at this point?
Other countries.
That's true. We don't know if we don't know where Gnome has been laying his dues.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I definitely look into that. And again, I think Army Painter, Citadel, Vallejo, they all make a specific seal for it. It's a matte varnish that you can finish with.
I need to make a seal and call it the seventh seal.
The seventh seal?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It'd just be fun.
Seven times?
Yeah.
Seal 7 times?
You have to use it 7 times, which means you have to buy more. Good business model.
Yes. Perfect business model.
In Oregon, yep, you probably have a Walmart nearby.
Isn't it like Oregon or Illinois the home of Walmart? The Waldens live there.
I mean, those two places are completely different.
Are they,
Oregon or Illinois?
Are they? I mean, it's like Utah and Idaho. We're basically the same. One just has potatoes, and the other one has more Mormons.
Noam, you're free to like get really mad at him if you don't like the comparison of Oregon and Illinois. Yes, one seal to rule them all. Rings of Power comes out September 5th, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So if anybody has Amazon Prime, apparently there was an article that I saw today that this is making or breaking their streaming future. Because it was expensive. Apparently.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
Like it was very
expensive. But they've had a lot of popular, successful shows.
Question: has anybody seen House of the Dragon that's here tonight? The new Game of Thrones? If so, how is it? We haven't watched it. I don't really feel like watching it after the disappointment that was Game of Thrones' final season.
Yeah.
But
it's I'm having a hard time wanting to get into it. You know.
It's a little too fantasy for me, which is really weird to say.
I was gonna say what,
but there's a reason behind it. I love myself a very casual fantasy, right?
Okay.
Where it's not big long-winded names and explanations. Even Lord of the Rings is a little heavy-handed.
I was gonna say you're a huge Lord of the Rings fan,
and I am. But even then, like there are some times where I'm just like, all right, get to the point. Let's move on.
All right, let's finish this up.
Yeah. I do like a little bit of levity in my fantasy, typically. Like, when it comes to reading fantasy books, typically I like the ones that are a little bit lighter, a little bit more just like, yeah, we know we're a fantasy book, but we're kind of also going to be self-referential.
Should I also paint a bunch of little kids? You might have to kill them too, Cory.
That's a kobold.
It's a kid kobold. Yeah.
But
this one's my favorite little kid one. It's a little orc kid that's super shy. Come on,
focus. Aww. I'm seeing myself in this mini and I don't like it.
I will tell you right now that a lot of these that I'm printing are not necessarily combat oriented. They're NPCs. They might just be for representation. Like, this is what they look like. Mm-hmm. And I do want you to look at my favorite one.
Okay, let's see. That's a turtle. That's a turtle firefighter. No, he's a hookah guy. That's a hookah. I thought it was a firefighter for a moment there.
And it's a she.
Oh, she. Okay.
Yep. She's a drunk.
That's awesome. I love it. I'm keeping this. I am keeping this. Welcome to TDW, and level 2, Gnome says, people tell me you have to disconnect yourself from the previous show, but lots of people talk about it, so Yeah, I'm again like I don't know. I want to give it a couple episodes. I want to see if people are thinking it's living up to the hype before I give it a shot, which is hard for me because it's like I watched 7 seasons of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I watched the whole
Seasons,
damn thing.
technically.
Oh, 8, yeah. And it was one of those things where it's like, okay,
That's
I
how
guess,
bad. That's how bad the last season kind of burned you. It's
yeah,
like,
I don't remember it.
I don't count it.
Small Tusk the Snackle Baby Orc. Yep.
Yeah.
Where do you get these minis? So Scott prints them.
Yeah, I 3D print them using a resin printer.
The figures come from different creators on Patreon.
And just on the internet.
And yeah, on the internet as well. You can go to Thingiverse if you want some quick like minis that you can print yourself, but you do have to have a 3D printer for it. So.
Yeah, you can send them in though. There are services that do 3D printing. You'll send the mini in, and then you pick your type. Hero Forge. If you've ever used Hero Forge, that's what they do. You pick your mini, and then you buy it in whatever plastic, and they 3D print it for you.
And that's most of the PC minis come from Hero Forge.
Yes, because you can customize them.
Yep, because you can customize them. The only one that didn't was Audian, that we were my character for
they don't
the
have
next
whale
game.
people
Because they don't have whales. Yeah.
On Hero Forge.
I have a 3D printer, but I haven't dabbled with resin. I need a cage for it because it is stinky. Yes, it is. It can get really stinky. We have a whole room back there.
Yeah, my laundry room is
basically
dedicated
towards it.
But a lot of the new resin printers have built-in like air filtration and stuff, and you don't smell it at all when the lid's on. So,
yeah.
In fact, the one I just got has a built-in carbon filter, and if I pull the lid off and I like get down near the bat, I can smell it. But while the lid's on and it's running, I can't smell it at all.
Can't smell anything.
Yep.
Yeah. So, is there anything else that you're painting tonight? You got about 20 minutes.
I'm trying to decide. Oh, you know what? Yeah. I'll do a cart.
Paint a cart.
Paint
See if you can find a cart.
If I can find a cart.
Can you show me what you got? I'm curious. That would require a camera setup that we don't have, but we do need to do a video on.
Sure.
It, for sure.
Well, if you want to go look, it's an Elegoo Saturn S. That's the make and model. Elegoo's the make.
We
Saturn
definitely
S is the
do
model.
need to do like a walk around video.
Yeah, I want to get everything cleaned up. I also have some 3D printers right here behind me.
Oh yeah.
There's one here and there's one there, and these are my
You can probably angle the camera towards them if you want.
Those are my big
I'm dead again.
FDM printers that use the filament roll, and oops, a little too far. Yeah, they do use the filament roll, and I use them for very large objects.
But they're not bad for
terrain
for minis.
Yeah, that's what I used for minis at first until the resin printers became.
For a second, Scott became Cory. We are.
Well, we are related, so
yeah, it's fine. It's funny. No, never mind. I'm not gonna tell that story. So you're just gonna do just a regular cart here? Hand cart?
Yeah, it's just like a standard hand cart that I've had forever, and so just gonna do some painting.
And one thing that we do need to start printing more of is terrain. We need to get those printers working on terrain again because there's a lot of cool terrain out there, and it definitely adds a whole new layer. If anybody hasn't seen the final episode yet, obviously, like, watch them all because they're great. The final episode of season 1, Scott was able to pull out a really cool, like, rune set of terrain that he worked really hard on, and it added a whole new, like, layer of flavor and fun to the game.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah.
It was fun painting it and getting it all set up as well. And then I did some like extra moss on it and some vines and things like that to kind of make it look old because it's ruins, so it looked overgrown.
Yeah, it's really awesome. But yeah, we do need to get a video out on that.
There's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff I want to do. The problem is my house isn't clean enough for it, and it's bugging me.
Yeah, we cleaned it up one night out of the year or out of the week.
That's part of what I'm doing on our break. Is I've been building storage solutions so that I can get more stuff put away, out of the way, because I do want to do some behind the scenes stuff. I think it'd be kind of fun.
So Jake says, I have a TOA question. When you made Bolt's backstory, did Scott know it, or did you take what he had and edited in the Star Captain part? Did Scott know about the shattering of Aneria? So Unfortunately, I couldn't keep my mouth shut, and I had to tell somebody. So Scott did know about the shattering of Aneria before it became public knowledge. It wasn't one of those things where I told you like immediately when I was developing the story. I think I told you just later down the line, as we got closer, because you were asking questions about your character's backstory, and my big mouth couldn't keep it shut, or couldn't keep the secret. As far as Bolt goes, Bolt has been Scott's character since he started playing D&D. He played when we played 4th edition. Again, take a drink, obviously. But when we were playing 4th edition, he was playing a character, a chaos sorcerer called Quinn, and Quinn had a certain section of the story where he got possessed by a demigod, and basically
the demigod of chaos.
Yeah, the demigod of chaos, and basically got ripped away, and the rest of the party had to go save him. And Scott needed a temporary character in order to join, and so he came up with this character that was Quinn's right-hand man, a kind of NPC in this town that they ran, called Bolt. Basically, and he ran Bolt as a Warforged monk for that 4th edition game up until we got to the top of that tower, at which point Bolt got utterly destroyed by this demigod, and then Quinn broke free upon seeing the death of his companion. And then eventually Quinn rebuilt Bolt, etc. So it's one of those things where Bolt, he knew what Bolt's backstory was, but he didn't know the specifics of what had happened to Bolt that caused his amnesia.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Yeah, that was. I took that and I just was like, okay, I'm gonna take this and I'm going to give you that much of a surprise. So he didn't know about the fragments until they happened. He didn't know who came with him, basically, until I revealed it. So there was a bunch of reveal, but again, I'm trying to be better about not telling Scott all of the plot points because I want you to be.
It's hard, and I've experienced it too. Just setting up this current game, I've wanted to tell you. Everything, and because I've got so many things that I'm like, oh, this is really cool, Cory, I love this, but I think you being surprised in game is going to be better. I think it'll be more fun for you.
Yep, and that's why I've been avoiding
me.
Well, when I come down here, I always avoid you. When I come down here, I avoid looking at the minis. Like I've had to like glance over at them tonight because we've been talking, but it's one of those things. It's one of those things where I'm just like, I want to look, but I don't want to.
I have a map sitting right in front of us, and he came down and he goes, "Ooh, a map!" And he goes, "Wait, no!" Closes his eyes like that. And I said, "No, that's fine. That one, I'm gonna give to the characters." So,
yeah, Jake, and that kind of boils down to, because Scott and I talk about characters and backstories a lot. I love integrating his character into other aspects of things. Your other character that you played in 5th edition, not Tavish, but Perrin, that you played for the Curse of Strahd, ended up being making an appearance in Tales of Aneria as well, although he was never named because nobody in that game knew who he was. But if you go back to the episode where they were fighting the orcs with the skeletons and the undead,
and the priestess lady,
Perrin was on the other side of that as the anchor that was holding the undead control and whatnot. It's a really fun episode. I loved that episode, actually. It was the Tempered Requiem one was actually really cool, and we got to explore a lot more with the 8 rings. They do mention Perrin in that. Okay, good, yeah. So, Perrin was a necromancer in Curse of Strahd, and I love the character so much that when we were done with Curse of Strahd, I was sitting there and I was just doing some prep work while Scott was painting, and I saw that he had Perrin out and he had a bunch of undead out, and I had been painting a bunch of orcs, so I had a bunch of orcs out, and I was like, how well could a necromancer like hold up against
with an army of
against undead, like a battle battalion of orcs, right? And so I did a mock combat between the two, and Perrin ended up losing because I had more orcs out than he could handle, than his skeletons and all of his summoned undead can handle. And so I was like, so Scott, would you be okay if Perrin gets back to his realm and then these orcs attack him and kidnap him, basically, capture him? And he was like, yeah, sure, why not? So maybe Perrin will make an appearance one day.
Maybe. Yeah, and my other long-term character was Quinn, or not Quinn, Tavish, and it was a ranger.
Mm-hmm.
And I played that in the Broken Spear campaign,
yes,
which you've heard us talk about before, either in like slide in my DMs or just on the channel, and that was a lot of fun. And that was before I knew that everyone had problems with rangers,
mm-hmm.
but I was like, I don't care. I wanted to play a character with a
gun.
With a gun.
Yep.
Yeah, and I didn't want to play the gunslinger class because it was Unearthed Arcana, and I looked into it and I didn't really like it. I didn't really feel like.
It had a lot of it had a lot of negatives to it, which is cool for a class to have negatives, but it's not really D&D 5th edition.
Yeah.
Because D&D 5th edition is more about being like, hey, your character can do this, and there's no detriment to it, instead of your character can do this, but they're terrible at this, or they get exhaustion after they rage, and things like that. Which some people like, some people don't. I think the other cool thing is Tavish. We ended up making Tavish one of my characters that I played in Preston's game, the mentor of.
Yeah.
And that was a cool little connection. And that the Broken Spear and the Bronze Battalion that came after it and Preston's game were all kind of in the same connected universe. And in fact, the Strahd campaign was half in that universe as well.
Correct.
So technically, in the same multiverse, these two games, or these different groups, have existed side by side, or universe by universe, however you want to say it. So
yeah,
who knows? We may see other characters. I know that there are some players, like Colby wants to get back to playing as monk sometime, and everything in the Broken Spear, and it's like, I'd love to do that. It's just that would be, it's hard to get back into a game now that we're strictly recording those games, because it's like, I don't want everybody to go look at our old Broken Spear episodes, which they're fine, but we've definitely improved our quality a lot since then.
Yes, and our gameplay, and, equipment and all that stuff.
What do you think the most underrated magic item is, and what is your favorite magic item that you have created? Ooh. Underrated magic item, I would say... Oh boy, putting me on the spot a little bit.
Yeah.
People don't underrate a bag of holding. Everybody knows that that's good.
I really like the Decanter of Endless Water.
Yeah, that is fun.
Mainly because I love that you can make a gallon of mayonnaise every day.
That's the alchemy jug.
Oh, okay, then I still like the Decanter, though.
New magic item, Decanter of Endless Mayonnaise. Geyser! Instrument of Illusions, that's a good one. I like that. I would say, you know what? People always sleep on it, but a good old-fashioned wand of magic missile.
Yeah.
Like
guaranteed hits.
Mm-hmm. Guaranteed hits. It's something that your wizard can do. Giving your wizard a wand, like early on when they don't have that many spell slots, kind of makes them feel a little bit more powerful. And oh, hey Matt, welcome.
Welcome.
Been lurking a while, you lurker, but that's okay.
We'll play the teaser one more time at the very end here.
Yes. As far as my favorite magic item that I've created, I have a few that are upcoming that I'm really happy about, actually. Oh, yeah. There are a few that are from the new game that I am extremely excited to show off. As far as magic items that have already been created, I would say... Ooh, let's see. I made a really cool vestment for Colby's monk character at the end of the Broken Spear campaign. And it allowed him to do a few certain things, but one thing that allowed him to do was it came with like sashes that he could use to kind of fling out and attach to things to like almost Spider-Man swing along stuff. And the idea was to be able to give him a little bit more vertical movement for the fight ahead, because they were going into the heart of Tiamat's temple and they have like a...
Which I made a whole... We had made a whole board for...
Yeah, it was like a
3-level board or whatever.
Yep. So. And it was just really cool, and I also gave him like abilities to try and grapple at a distance and pull people too with like a sash whip type ability. I was really happy with it. We didn't use it very much because it was the last session that he basically got it on, but it was one of those items that I'm like, oh yeah, I really love this. Also, the Woodsman's Axe.
Oh yeah. That was fun.
It was an axe. It is an axe basically that has been. It's called the Axe of the Forlorn Woodsman, and it might be on Homebrew right now. Like if you go to D&D Beyond Homebrew, you might be able to see it still. I can't remember if I took it down or not. But basically, the axe belonged to a woodsman who, through random chance, saved a dryad after she, even after she hated him for being a woodsman and chopping down trees, and he ended up falling in love with her, and he gave up what he loved before that, which was lumberjacking. Like that was his thing, and so she blessed his axe to cut non-living material finer, but not to cut living material. So it did like an extra.
Did bonus damage.
Yeah, it did bonus damage against like undead and constructs, and then against living creatures, it did bludgeoning damage instead of slashing damage.
Because it wouldn't cut into them.
Yeah, because it wouldn't cut them at all. I thought the bunny collar was pretty cool, but it's fresh in my mind. That's true. That bunny collar was a really good idea of mine, actually. Being able to be like, how can I make Darian a little bit tougher, because I'm sick and tired of him dying
all the time.
and Tori giving me that look.
How dare you kill my companion?
Oh, Matt says he's been here since the start. Well, we're still going to show it one more time. I love it. And when the stream is almost over, so we might as well.
That'll be our ending thing.
Yep. But yeah, so I did love that that collar. I think there's also I do like the Wanda Fairy Mischief that never gets used.
I'm going to try to make it a point to use it.
Might be too late, Scott. Might be too late.
I still have it.
Yeah. Yep, but I am the DM. I giveth and I taketh away.
Not unless Anthony pays for it. No, I'm just kidding. Don't pay for it. I'm just kidding.
He's gone. He can't.
Okay.
He's going to see this after the fact and send us a donation. Yeah, we are very hyped as well. I am stoked. I cannot wait. Yeah. Mostly because I want to play again. It's been a long time since we've actually played.
Thursday can't come soon enough.
Yeah, and everything is settling down in the real life, so it's time to ramp it up in the fantasy one. That's for sure. Yep. Well, Scott, we are just about at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And I can't believe that I've been talking for 2 hours again, and I barely even realize it. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the teaser one more time. For anybody who may have missed it, or anybody who just wants to watch it again, I know I will. And then we'll come back and say goodbye. Yes. Oh, so excited. So, once again, Tales of Aneria Season 2, Aneria the Shattered Realm, is coming September 14th. The week before that, we are releasing the Session 0, which we're just going to discuss the new characters a little bit, talk about a couple things that have been going on in the past 2 years in Aneria and in the Shattered Realms beyond it. Also, you'll want to be on the lookout on the Discord, and we'll post them on YouTube as well, or just in the community page. There will be some short stories that will come out that have to do with the different Shattered Realms. So if you do enjoy a little extra reading, I've been crafting some...
if you enjoy some homework.
Yep, if you enjoy some homework, I've been crafting some new stories, and they've been rather fun. I know Scott's liked a few of them.
Yes.
And we've got some more exciting stuff on the way. I know I've got an idea that we're kind of mulling about, and we want to kind of put out there to kind of get a little bit more community engagement, and I think it's actually really fun. So, but I think that's going to do it for the stream tonight. Scott, thank you for painting.
Yes.
That you did great. I'm very excited and scared to face these doggos. Doggos are...
Wait until you face this cart.
One of the dogs just swings the cart in my face.
The cart's animated.
Yep. But I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It was really great to have you all here tonight. We absolutely love the engagement. We love you guys just kind of hanging out and chilling and being awesome.
Yeah, you have lots of questions, lots of good questions too.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of fun answering those and making us think. Which, yeah, we don't think enough.
Yep. Bosco says, amazing job painting tonight. So
thanks.
Pat yourself on the back, Scott.
I'm not that flexible.
Fine.
Don't touch me.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and we will see you again
next time.
Yeah. Next Friday. Probably.
Possibly.
Who knows?
Maybe.